In the heart of Kentucky, nestled amidst rolling hills and a comforting quiet, lies Bardstown, a town where community ties run deep, and secrets, it was once believed, could not thrive. But a shadow fell upon this peaceful landscape, a mystery that would unravel the lives of a family and grip a nation with its chilling questions. This is the story of Crystal Maria Rogers, a mother of 5 whose disappearance would ignite a relentless search and expose a web of suspicion that continues to haunt Bardstown to this very day. It was July 3, 2015, just days before the celebratory 4th of July weekend. Crystal, a vibrant 35-year-old, was at home with her boyfriend, Brooks Houck, their 2-year-old son, and her other children. According to Houck, the last person to reportedly see her, Crystal was engrossed in games on her phone as he drifted off to sleep. The mundane routine of an ordinary night. No alarms, no frantic calls, just the quiet hum of a house settling down. The dawn of July 4th, however, brought with it an unsettling silence. Brooks Houck awoke to an empty bed. Crystal was gone. Her car, a 2007 Chevrolet Impala, was conspicuously absent from the driveway. A knot of concern began to tighten in the hearts of her family as their attempts to reach her throughout the day met with only the cold silence of an unanswered phone. This was not like Crystal. 2 days later, on July 5th, the mystery deepened with a grim discovery. Crystal's silver Impala was found seemingly abandoned by mile marker 14 of the Bluegrass Parkway. The scene was eerily preserved. A flat tire, keys still in the ignition, her purse and her cell phone, all left behind. It was a tableau that screamed not of an accidental stranding, but of something far more sinister. On that same day, Crystal was officially reported missing by her distraught mother, Sherry Ballard. From the earliest moments of the investigation, the Ballard family's focus honed in on one individual, Brooks Houck. Their vocal suspicions cast a long shadow over him. Crystal's sister, in an emotional interview, articulated their growing unease. He has not offered once to search or help or do anything for the family. The lack of concern, the refusal to engage in the desperate search efforts, amplified their fears. On July 8th, Houck was brought in for questioning by the Nelson County Sheriff's Office. But the interview took an unexpected turn. Mid-interview, a phone call shattered the fragile air of cooperation. It was Nick Houck, Brooks's brother, and shockingly, a Bardstown police officer. His words to Brooks were direct and chilling, "Don't speak with police." Immediately, Brooks ceased his cooperation. The next day, Nick himself was called to testify before a grand jury, a move that only intensified the police's suspicion of his own potential involvement. Nick too became uncooperative with the sheriff's office, though he later agreed to a polygraph test after an interview with Kentucky State Police. The polygraph test, finally taken by Nick on July 20th after FBI involvement, yielded troubling results. The examiner conveyed grave concerns to Bardstown Police Chief McCubbin. The threads of suspicion were tightening. On October 16, 2015, Nick Houck was officially fired from the Bardstown Police Department, and the stark reality settled. Brooks Houck was formally named a suspect in Crystal's disappearance. As the investigation meticulously pieced together fragments of evidence, a seemingly innocuous white Buick emerged as a crucial component of the puzzle. A private investigator discovered that a white Buick had been parked at the Houck farm on the very night Crystal disappeared. This vehicle belonged to the Houck brothers' grandmother, 82-year-old Anna Whitesides, who, weeks after Crystal vanished, swiftly sold the car. Authorities, recognizing the potential significance of the vehicle, issued a subpoena for Anna Whitesides to testify before a grand jury. The subpoena's chilling implication: the car may have been used to dispose of a body, cleaned and sold in a desperate attempt to erase any incriminating evidence. Yet, Anna Whitesides refused to testify. Despite the efforts of attorney Jason Floyd, who asserted that her statement to police and the car buyer's information would suffice, a judge later ruled to keep all future proceedings involving Whitesides confidential, further shrouding the case in secrecy. Despite extensive search efforts, relentless dedication from volunteers, and a substantial $100,000 reward offered for any information, Crystal Rogers remained missing. The silence was deafening, the unanswered questions gnawing at the heart of Bardstown. In 2019, Ramon Piniroa, the newly appointed Nelson County Sheriff, declared his unwavering commitment to solving the case. He stated, with an unsettling certainty, that his agency had a strong understanding of what transpired, and his mission was to uncover enough facts and evidence to finally bring justice. 16 months after Crystal's disappearance, a new, horrifying tragedy struck the Ballard family, amplifying the already unbearable pain. On the morning of November 19, 2016, Crystal's 54-year-old father, Tommy Ballard, was shot and killed. He had been hunting on his private property with his 12-year-old grandson, Crystal's eldest son, when a single shot to the chest ended his life instantly. Police quickly cleared the grandson of any involvement and ruled out suicide, as Tommy's gun remained unfired. The Federal Bureau of Investigation classified Tommy Ballard's death as a homicide, a chilling unsolved murder inextricably linked to Crystal's vanishing. The FBI intensified its involvement, conducting 2 significant searches in Bardstown. The first in August 2020, followed by another in August 2021, focusing on the Woodlawn Springs subdivision, an area where Houck's construction company had built numerous houses shortly after Crystal's disappearance. While details of their findings remained undisclosed, on August 27, 2021, the FBI made a startling announcement. An item of interest had been recovered from the concrete at one of the homes. During this most recent search, the FBI made a direct, impactful statement to the community, emphasizing their belief that individuals in Bardstown possessed crucial information, and that it was time for those people to come forward. The town held its breath, knowing the net was closing. Years of agonizing uncertainty culminated in a series of dramatic breakthroughs in 2023. In September, a Nelson County grand jury indicted 32-year-old Joseph Lawson on charges of conspiracy to commit murder and complicity in tampering with physical evidence. Although the victim was not explicitly named in the indictment, the dates aligned chillingly with Crystal Rogers' disappearance, and her relatives confirmed they had been notified. The following month, on October 5, 2023, Crystal's former boyfriend, Houck, was arraigned in Nelson Circuit Court on a murder charge, having been arrested the previous week. Prosecutor Shane Young requested an astonishing $10 million bond, and a bombshell revelation followed. Investigators had recovered a gun, sold by Houck's brother under an assumed name, that could be the very weapon used in the murder of Crystal's father, Tommy Ballard. In December 2023, Stephen Lawson was also arrested and indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit murder. Justice, though slow, began to arrive. In May 2025, Stephen Lawson was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence, receiving a 17-year sentence. Then, in July 2025, after years of intense scrutiny and legal battles, Houck was found guilty of Crystal Rogers' murder and complicity in tampering with physical evidence. Joseph Lawson also faced conviction for conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. A sentencing hearing for the convicted men is scheduled for August 21st. Yet, despite the convictions, one stark, heart-wrenching reality remains. No trace of Crystal Rogers has ever been found since that fateful day in 2015. Authorities now presume her to be dead. The town of Bardstown, and indeed the entire nation, continues to grapple with the haunting questions surrounding the vanishing hour. A mystery solved in part, but forever marked by a mother who vanished without a trace.